Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined now with Greg Marriott. Greg, it's nice to see you again.
Mtk Nutritionist.
Yes, Mtk Nutritionist.
Michelle, come on. No, good. It's all good. We're here. We're just chilling. It's fight week. It's exciting. It's exciting times.
Well, we also can't ignore the fact that there are a lot in limbo at the moment. But let's talk about how you got Billy Joe Saunders to be in probably the best shape of his entire life. We know he loves bread. We know he loves bread.
He's a starch man. Listen, we've had a long camp. I mean, taking nothing away from Murray, but when we knew we were going to get, when we knew the Murray fight was happening, it was kind of, Billy knew they were going to beat him, kind of thing. So that camp were a pre-camp for Canelo, because we knew this was going to happen. So he did Murray, and then I think after Christmas, started getting a bit bigger, and I just said, you know, I made the decision, we need to go away now. So it's been so long. I mean, this camp on its own has been 12 week, 13 week, but before that, you know, he only had 2 weeks off and went straight back into this camp. So it's been a blessing, because we've had a long time, but he's been around a good weight for a long time now. There's no crash course. There's no just like, you know, it's not a weight loss camp. It's been a performance camp, you know. So it's I've never had a camp where I've done that with Billy Joe. Even for David Lemieux, it was still a bit of a weight loss camp, and then a bit in end with performance. So, but this is all about being about performance. It's a blessing.
Obviously, this being the most important fight of his career, there was very different approaches made, I'm sure, going into this training camp.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at first when he comes in his, whatever he is, big 110 kilo or whatever it is, yeah, you know, you can't push a fighter at that point, because they've got a lot of inflammation going on. They're heavy, they're injury prone. You know, so everything has to be slow. But into this camp, you know, he could, from the word go, we could hit it hard. So this camp weren't about, you know, how good is his weight. It were about not weight management. It was about performance and peaking at right time. You know, we have tried to hold him back a tiny bit, because he were flying that hard. It's like, you know, bringing him in perfect. And Monday just gone. He's just coming here, and like, we saw something that we've never seen. It was like, wow, you know what I mean? He's just striking at right time. But that's a perfect team. You know, me, Mark, Cam, everybody.
There's actually new people in camp that I've not seen before this. So who are these new additions?
Cameron Goff, he's strength and conditioner. So he come in because at that point I said to Bill, we need a strength and conditioner. You know, someone who knows what they're doing. So Cameron come on board, and he's been an asset to the team. You know, he knows a lot of guys down at UFC. So being down at UFC, you know, what they ain't got there is probably not worth knowing. Do you know what I mean? They're really, really good. And then, you know, obviously we've seen Mark before. And at this point in camp now, Billy didn't want to eat out of the hotel. You know as well as I do. We just had that food there, but it was all right. But it's not fight food, you know. And I asked to can I cook in the kitchen and bring his own food, but because of this pandemic stuff, no, not allowed. So I couldn't be in two places at once, so I've got to be here with Billy, and we needed an outside source to be able to cook for Billy, because I'm not allowed out of bubble. So we know George Lockhart very well. You know, works with Tyson, and I've done a few things with him before. So
Good old George.
Georgie boy, hell yeah. No, so obviously George is staying not so far, about a couple of miles away in another hotel. And he cooks the fresh food, and you know, whatever it is, he brings it in, you know, and then take it to Billy. So it's great because obviously, you know, we've got this. It's better. Two minds are better than one. So we've got everyone, you know, working together. So it is the best. It is the best I've ever seen him.
Would you say that this camp sort of ran very smooth?
Yeah, very, very smooth. I mean, I can't call it smooth, because Ventura is just a drag. Do you know what I mean? Out there for so long, it's like you forget what day. I had to ask what date were today. You know what I mean? It's just like it is a long camp. But no, it's gone really, really good. You know, it does drag on, but at the end of the day, there's a job to do, and that's what you have to think. You know, I do miss my wife, I miss my children, but at the end of the day, it's a job, and you just, you know, if you get distracted by I'm missing, you know, you take your eye off game. But you've just got to think this is the job, and we've got to head to it. But again, Billy's missing his kids, and you know, Mark same, his wife, so. We're a team we're pulled together, but no, it's like a little family, you know, and it's about the company that you're with and the trust, and we've got that in this team. So even though it's been long, it has run smooth, and it's been a blessing. It's been nice.
I can't not ask you about the current situation? I know that no one really knows much. I mean, I don't know much. I know you don't know too much, but I just sort of want to get your thoughts on, this is the biggest fight of Billy Joe's career, and it would just be such, it'd be heartbreaking, I feel like, for everybody involved, especially with all the time spent away from family and friends, for it not to go through because of the ring size.
I mean, we came in here Monday, and I got in that ring myself before anyone else, and I've never really got in a ring before, but I was like, well, this is small. So there was a guy there, and I says, oh, what is this? He says, it's 18 foot. I says, what is it in the ring at night? And he says, oh, it's this exact ring. But I was like, and then obviously lads came in and were like, he didn't want that. Why be an 18 foot ring? It's always been 20 foot, for Canelo, I think, against Smith. But so why go down to an 18? But obviously if that's the exact ring they were taking over there, the exact one, the canvas you go in there now, the canvas is like, it's so baggy. You pivot and it's just like gets under your feet. It's not proper. So obviously that would cause a concern. But then Billy said he wanted a 22. He's not fighting unless he has a 22, and then they've come back, I think, with 20. But listen, I don't really get involved, but you see loads of things like this with gloves, with different things. I think Fury against Klitschko. There's always things that go on like this. For this magnitude of fight, there's going to be things like this.
Just to clarify, because I know people keep asking, is the fight off? The fight's not off. The fight's still on. Like, to our understanding, everything's still on. Nothing's,
We're having dinner, we're still feeding Billy. Still, it's no one's packed their bags and gone yet. We just obviously, we've expressed our opinions. Well, Billy's team's expressed their opinions, and obviously there's just an ongoing negotiation. But
that Eddie comes in at any point, really, and I think that's sort of what everyone's waiting for at this point, to sort of start to mediate the situation.
I mean, it's not even fun and games. It's not even like, let's create a bit. This fight doesn't need any building. We don't need to create, let's get some views. It doesn't need that, this fight. It never has done. So we're not doing it for a few views on channels. It's not about that. Billy's come here to win. I think I remember him saying once. I remember once him saying, in this fight, he says, if I could make a deal with God, and if I died the day after.
So Team Saunders and Team Canelo are exchanging words at the moment.
Wow.
Things are getting heated over here, guys. There's a lot of tensions brewing.
Yeah, no, he said I'd make a deal with God right now that if I could win Canelo, I'd make a deal, have one day with my kids and then die, I'd do it because I can't lose. And that he's not just saying that, Billy Joe Saunders, he means that. He would do that deal because he's not here to lose. He's a fighting man, he's a winner, and he can't lose.
Greg, what do you make of the reports that John Ryder is going to be flying over to Dallas, quote, as a just in case something happens?
I mean, I've just seen that on Boxing News, and listen, we don't know how true that is whatsoever, but apparently you were always supposed to come, someone said on Grapevine. I'm like, why would he even come? Is this something that they've sprung on Billy to, I don't know, there's tricks, they might have said this in 2 weeks, or we'll make it 18 and then, we'll argue and we'll get John Ryder in case. I don't know. But seeing that, is it a cause of concern? I don't know. Is it another game that they're playing? We just don't know. I mean, going into this fight, there has been a lot of things that Billy's expressed on social media. I'm not going to say it myself at liberty to say, but he's had different reports about, management, and I don't get too involved, but it's all just seems like we're up against it with everything, So we're not coming here as mourners. I can see people saying, just get a ring of fight. If you can fight, then fight in an 18-foot ring. Well, same goes for Canelo. We're not a mandatory challenger. We've just worked his way to this point. He's got a belt and he's undefeated. Canelo's not undefeated. Do you understand? I know he's pound for pound king, but he's got a defeat on his record. Billy Joe hasn't. We're not bringing a 20. It's not an 80-20 that we're bringing to the table. Do you know what I mean? In Billy's mind, it's a 50-50. You want my belt, I want yours.
There's a lot of mystery surrounding this fight. I'm not quite sure, and I hate to say it but the reality is none of us really know what's going to happen at this point. It could easily be as much on as off for all we know. And again, until Eddie Hearn gets here and starts to sort of iron out the, the wrinkles, who's to say what's going to happen? But I do hope, for the sake of not only just everyone who wants to see the fight, but for your guys' sake as well, who's taken the time out to be away from your family and for extended period of times, that you guys, do get in the ring.
Yeah. We want to see the end product, don't we? Everybody does. It's like you come this far. It's just, for me, that all the hard work's being done. This is the easy part, and it is. Fight week for me is so easy. I don't overlook and think, because it's a big magnitude fight. If I'm doing someone and they've had one fight, it's the same process. It's just the icing on the cake. But yeah, it would be bad if it didn't go ahead. But all I'm thinking is, right now, until the big guys come in, everyone, it's just speculation at the minute. And listen, it is creating a lot of controversy back home, and people are thought, it may be. I can see it going bad on social media. And listen, it's making for good TV, but it's not a joke. It's something that's really going on. And until obviously, Eddie gets here and then 5-6 people sit in that room and literally say this is what's happening, on cards are on table, then we don't know. But
what I will say is that there is tension around this hotel. I mean, just from your side and from their side, I'm seeing, just walking by, Team Saunders and Team Canelo exchanging words. So there is a lot of tension going around, surrounding the lead up to Saturday night's fight. So, good for TV or a bad look. I don't know. I don't know how to say or how to describe this, but I do hope that we do get the fight on Saturday night.
I hope we do. Listen, it's been, like I say, it's been a long time coming. This should happen last year in pandemic, with Billy, and that's a blessing as well, because they were trying to push it on him in 8 weeks, and I said, you're not going to make that fight. You will, but we want you in best shape. So I'm kind of glad the COVID came. Sorry. Can I say that? No, not like that. I'm kind of glad it got pushed back, because, I think he was trying to get bullied into a situation where they knew he were big, they knew he were, out of shape. Let's put it on him now. This is your chance. So I'm kind of glad that, not the pandemic, but I'm kind of glad it got pushed back. And here we are now. But we're still having the same kind of things in a different manner. So, but I feel like it is going to happen. Yeah, I think negotiations will get underway. What that will be, I have no idea. But yeah, I do think it'll definitely go ahead, but under what circumstances, I don't know. Well,
crossing our fingers. All right, Greg. Well, thank you. And hey, congratulations on your work, because at the end of the day, Billy Joe, like I said, is in the best shape of his career.
Thank you. No, it is. It's a pleasure to work with him. Testament. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've always tried to do this with Billy, but he never gives me the time to be able to do it. So it's been good. He's in best shape for his life, and that's what I do. Mtk Nutritionist.
All right, Greg. Thank you so much. Bye, Fight fans. Hey, Fight fans. It's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else